Also, you were making a joke based on someone else here who says during your stream they're going to bed, just reversed it. But you also said you're going to bed. What's reversed about that? Penguin guy. Hip hip hello. What kind of bird is this? That would be a penguin, albeit in costume form. But more pressingly, what is this ineffable emotion she elicits in me? I get what you mean. She's just so, well, cutesy wootsy. Oh my gosh, for lack of a better phrase, you could have just said anything but that. There have been rumors about this online, but I've never seen her in the flesh until now. Crap, it's happening to me too. Head woozy, knees jellifying. Not too sure what's going on here. But anyway, they hired me on as a barker, so woof woof. Step on into our store, everyone. Coming. Darn, they're like putty. They're like putty in its flippers. Someone ought to swap that board around this thing's neck with a danger sign. Okay, this is confusing. Well, she is adorable, so who can blame them? Super Service Day.
Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, so this is what a bookie is. I thought they'd be selling, books.
It's a betting house. Man, just look what they've got.
You're right. Maybe I should place a bet on something. Fairy, don't start picking up Aaron's vices.
Hey, it's Rains. Seriously? Off the mark, all across the board? Yikes. Would have been better off blowing my dough on some playtime with a cute babe or three. Then again, the option's still open, but on the other hand, showing up late would be flirting with danger. I did make a promise after all. Press her buttons, and that beauty can flip to a beast on a 10 Mira coin. Wait, this is that guy from before. Ah, from RNA, is he? Whoa, Kitty and the Spriggan crew, in the building. Not to be that guy, but can you spot me some Mira? A Liberlian intelligence agent out and about. Clearly there is more than meets the eye here. Yeah, except all that's meeting mine right now is this guy dicking around on the clock. Are you acquainted with him too, Ren? Online, yes. I may have been an accomplice of his on numerous occasions as well. Something's fishy about this, but I doubt he's gonna spell it out for us. Interesting. Granny Goonie? Oh no. Watch out for her.
What would you like?
You're gonna use the bookie service, right? What event would you like to bet on? A bookie, huh? Maybe I'll give it a try. At the sports book, you can bet on a competition's favorite or dark horse. The results will be announced during set intervals in the story, at which point you'll be rewarded depending on the odds of your bet. Obtaining certain topics might open up new options to bet as well. There are a lot of options. Okay, I'll do the bicycle race one. We've seen you folks around before eyeing the cycling races, are we? Why don't I give you my dark horse prediction as a welcome gift then? The rider is Darius Easter. Maybe a rookie, but his knack for breakaways is undeniable. Got faith that he'll snag a top placement this time. Thinking it all on the newbie to pull ahead of the whole pack, huh? His odds do seem fairly high, except in this context that would mean his probability of winning is low. Wouldn't be a dark horse otherwise. Thanks for the tip. We'll chew on it. My pleasure. No hard feelings if it doesn't work out, though. Anybody else? No?
got a question for you.
What would you like?
I'm confused about trio. I'm gonna go with underdog.
We'll see how things.
I placed a bet. Placed a bet at a sports book. When they said sports book, I also thought this place would be a, you know, not a betting place, basically. Ticket scalper Deech. Or that turd-eating Spriggan. Yo, Gramps, still haven't hung up your hat, eh? Ain't it about time you moved on from this scammy scalping scheme? Shut your hole. Do you even know how many tens of thousands of Mira you set me back that one year? Now piss off, you walking jinx. The sun'll snow over before I sell you anything. Got a real big grudge against you, huh, Van? The old fart's been running shoddy, second-rate scams for ages. Petty crooks look like crime lords next to him. Could have at least made a halfway decent informant if he weren't about as slick as sandpaper. It takes all sorts, as they say.
Okay.
Ah, you poked my eye out.
Okay,
I'm
let's
suing.
Well, it's been several months, but this club still has a nice ambiance.
It's classier than I expected. I'm getting a little nervous just being in here.
Well, Van's treating us, so let's go hog wild. I ain't treating you to a damn thing.
Buckle. Gene Beck.
Allow me to assist.
Lager.
I hope to see you again.
This guy's name is Mile. Not Miles. Mile. This one's Hoover. Real means you're guaranteed to win since you get all three. Ah. Frederica, Dr. Grant. Heinemann. Most hated place in this game. Where are the books? Where are the books? When will this books?
Wrong way.
And piece of district, giant theater. Not letting visitors in just yet. Let's come back later.
I found something.
Reward deposited.
Sportsbook was the reason why I got banned in Australia. Dr. Tracy.
Let's do a search.
The Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art. So this is the visual culture of today.
The exhibit up ahead's their new showcase.
From 3 up-and-coming artists, right? Actually, I think her work is here.
Shanti? You make some nice music. Felix Artwork Label. Alright. Gonna say meh on Felix. We've got Kisara, Graffiti. This one's actually pretty nice. I kind of dig this one. That one's also interesting. Weirdly enough, my favorite part of this skull one is at the top of the skull, there's like the black whatever, but the portion that's like blurred and smeared, that looks really cool. That's my favorite part of that one. All right, Mehmed. Unique piece is part of a whole, including the shadows they cast. Where's the shadows? Where are the shadows? Alright, well, out of all of these, I'd probably go with Kisara, Mehmed, and Felix in that order. Everybody else, busted.
Care to buy a museum souvenir? Come again.
Mamka. In San Francisco, there's a museum called the MoMA, and I feel like maybe this is perhaps playing off of that.
Search time.
I don't have any proof,
Let's do a search.
but I am suspicious.
I'll take good care of it.
Don't mind if I do.
Only one more place to go.
If I remember correctly, the Chardon is the longest-standing theater in Edith.
Pretty impressive that a place as old as this still has the latest curved screens.
Huh. Looks like something exclusive is going on. Wonder what it could be.
Not this way.
Why are the doors open if they aren't letting visitors in? Hello? You know, we can just run in the street. Be Giordano here. Alright, that appears to be thing. I'm gonna go talk to the police. Let me out. Okay, let's get this done quick before that cop catches sight of us. Nothing on the front, no surprises there. There sure are a good many flyers for night spots. Oh, and there's one for an art museum fair too. I'm gonna take a quick peek at the backside. Good thinking. Out of all of us, you giving the board a once-over would draw the least suspicion. Best do it now while I'm blocking his line of sight. Let's see. Nope, I'm not seeing anything. Oh. Man, take this. Well, look what we have here. Interesting. There weren't any more of these to be found on the other in the other districts. This be the same type of notebook paper from what was posted in the Levra district board. I'd bet on it. The color and texture are identical, and there's something else too. It was clearly pulled off, like the other one, but this time there's more paper left behind. Probably ripped it off in a hurry because of Mr. Boy in Blue over there. If only we knew what was written on it. Hey, a clue is a clue. Not sure we'll get much else from this board, though. Obtained a piece of what appears to have been a 4SPG. I think we've done enough looking around here. Just one thing left that's nagging at me. The crowds are gonna be piling in soon. Should go talk to the others about it before the sun goes down. Officer Burns. Gonna save real quick. This might be voice acted, actually. No. Okay, we've got another scrap of that 4SPG. Normally, I'd say we made progress, and we're good to pull out before it gets too crowded. There's something weighing on your mind. Could it have anything to do with that event, perhaps? It's a small thing, but there's something about it. Opening now, of all times. No, maybe it's just a coincidence. By event, are you referring to the closed rehearsal at the Chardin? Do we know its title? Actually, I hear that and the cast are being kept under wraps, but they plan to announce both at 8 p.m. today. Okay, if there's any sort of performance going on and they're keeping it a secret, then there's literally only one performance group that could qualify, and Rixia is already here in Calvard, so that kind of gives it away as well. Yeah, they did the same thing for the show Arc&Ciel performed here last year. Oh, well, maybe it's not them. Because I was thinking of Arc&Ciel. You guys should have seen it. Rixia did fantastic, naturally, but Goddess, the Sun Princess Ilia Platiri, was just mwah. Ah, that show, I hear it surpassed even their performances in Crossbell. Oh wow, you got to see them live, Judith. I'm so jealous. Here the competition for tickets was cutthroat. I guess being a celebrity, even if you're a rotten one, has its perks. Bite me. Comments of the jerk-ish variety aside, I really do wonder what they're performing. Wait, you haven't heard? I thought being with a big fancy agency would mean you'd get the insider scoop. Oh, I mean, I do get that here and there. It's just that between the show's production ramping up and our fixer work being a time vampire, I haven't.
Whoa! Fancy seeing you guys here.
This sucker.
Well, well. Moriel! How's it going, everyone? It feels like it's been forever since I last dropped by to see you guys. Wow, you all look so good in those outfits. Wait, is that you, Bearguard?
It's been quite some time, Miss M.A.
Seems like you've been burning some serious rubber these last couple months.
M.A.?
Since you came all the way to Chardon by taxi, I assume you're here to report on the play? Sorta. I've got some other assignments to do first, so I'll only have time to cover the back half. Wait, weren't you all invited too? Then you better hurry, or you'll miss the whole thing. Invited? Us?
The hell are you on about?
I don't recall any invitation letters among the mail today.
Crap!
Oh, dear goddess.
Forgot something, did we?
Suddenly I have an inkling who our mystery cast could be.
Does that mean the people rehearsing here are...
I'm so sorry. I forgot to pass out Nina's invitations.
Nina! That was the actress chick that I was thinking of.
Ugh, the Southern District is lost. Retreat! Fall back!
Our moment is at hand, my fellow countrymen. We shall vanquish the knights and the noblemen, trample the enemy underfoot, and stain the palace floors with their blood.
Hear my words, comrades. We stain our hands red, not for violence or vengeance, but to free our parents from tyranny, and our children from hunger.
Onward! Onward, my friends! May our song of triumph shake the old capital and herald the dawn of a new era!
Our foes are mighty, and the road to Vashtar Palace long. But for our freedom, for our equality, and above all, for love, will we brave the dangers ahead with valor and show all the depth of our resolve. In this first battle, we claim victory as our own!
Victory is ours!
That was incredible! So this is what the Calvardian Revolution was like!
I remember really liking Nina's performance as Sheena in the Gloria movie, but this was on another level.
Gloria La Revue is the stage play adaptation of that story. Who would have thought a live performance could be so impactful?
I know, right? And it'll be even more so when the sets are complete and they're in costume.
I know we've been slammed pretty much all day, but still, I ain't happy. 'Cause of your lapse in memory, we missed basically the entire first half.
I said I was sorry!
Imagine forgetting your own friend's rehearsal. For shame. For shame.
It wasn't like that! I wasn't sure if she wanted it to be a surprise or not, and, for the record, it being a stage show was news to me too. I thought it was gonna be for something more casual. If I knew it was for this, I definitely wouldn't have left them in my room. Wait a sec. Is that what Nina was trying to tell me after the fan event?
Let me guess. You were in such a hurry to meet back up with us, you completely ignored her.
Well, I'm sure we can get a hold of tickets for the actual performance at a later date.
In times like these, it's best to look for the silver lining. Now the full performance will be all the grander for us.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Bearguard. Your words of wisdom have made me feel all—
Don't go mistaking the Roaring Lion's kindness for an excuse, young lady.
Gangsta grandma.
Oh, good evening, you two. Thank you again for inviting me here today.
What? Grammy? And also—
No, thank you for attending, my dear. Looking forward to seeing your article smack dab on the front page. A certain absent-minded granddaughter of mine could learn a thing or two from you about self-betterment.
Hey, give me some credit here. I've been doing plenty of Wait, that's beside the point. What are you doing in Edith, Mom?
Bring it down a few notches, dear. It may be the intermission, but still, use your inside voice.
Gangsta mom.
You must be Van Arkride, and I assume the rest of you are under his employ, yes? I'm Judith's mother, Chloe. My daughters told me all about you.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you. It's true what they say. You don't look a day over 20.
Yeah, you're twice as hot as your daughter.
Ugh! Shut it!
You flatter me. It may surprise you to hear, but it's been nearly 15 years since I retired. My mother's the reason I'm here. She brought me away from my little hole in the wall to help Nina. Despite being out of the industry for so long, I was asked to give her coaching for her first stage play.
Well, I'd say you did an excellent job, because her performance was phenomenal.
Did anyone ask her why she was here? Or what she was doing here? I'm sure it was Judith just there saying, "What are you doing here, Mom?" But actually, I can check. What are you doing in Edith, Mom? Okay. That was just her to, she's like, "Oh, let me give you my entire backstory."
The experience as a whole felt rather surreal compared to that of a movie, with the actors right there in front of you. It was very moving.
Even the temporary costume sets and lighting didn't detract from the experience one bit.
You should forward those compliments to the performers and the crew, as they deserve the lion's share of the credit. Speaking of lions, you're looking well, Bearguard.
Well, it's good seeing you again after all this time.
The feeling is mutual. I must thank you for giving a hand to Van and his friends while I was away.
All right, you did say you rubbed shoulders with Judith's grandma, didn't you, Master?
And you knew my mom too? I mean, I knew she was friends with Victor, but not you.
Yes, we've been acquainted for some time. He comes by the cafe in Anchorville every so often.
As for me, it's been decades since we last met. And the same can be said for him.
Well, well.
What a welcome surprise this is. I wasn't expecting to run into you in Arkwright Solutions.
I recognize this voice. It's a character that we've met before, but I can't put a name to the voice. Okay, Rocksmith.
Ex-President Rocksmith?
Yeah.
What are you doing here in Edith?
It's good to see you, Mr. Rocksmith. Last time I saw you was during my trip to Long Lie in late spring, no? Oh, how time flies.
This guy got like 20 lines of dialogue in the entire...
Indeed. The hands of time have been moving apace in Calvert of late. As to your question, young lady, I came for the show. I couldn't very well pass up the chance to see a wondrous work of art ahead of opening night.
I knew well this road would be paved in bloodshed. I knew it from the start. I must set my sights forward, never looking back, not even for my fallen comrades. For there is but one path unfurled before me. But how? How can we know if a new dawn awaits us at its end?
She's definitely one of those girls that I pointed out. And the other one is definitely that other Liberlian chick. I have no idea why they're going to be important, but it's definitely them. Also, who put 7,000 Mira in our bank account as reward for patrolling the Blacklight District? It could have been Jin, I guess.
Truly well done. I'll update your evaluation rank.
E++.
Confirm and receipt.
That's gonna be useful.
That's pretty good, I guess.
I am humbled.
My goodness, I made money? That's crazy. I still want to know what our expenses are. What are we doing that's costing us 59,000 Mira? The favorite Paul Barton. Sucks. Tina did reveal something at the end of Daybreak 2. Yeah, I remember a little bit of that. She's a member of the church in some capacity. And like she seems to be at the very least in charge of Iscariot. Ooh, isn't there this mysterious, isn't the leader of this Iscariot like a complete mystery or something like that, and nobody knows who it is except Iscariot or something like that? She must be the leader of Iscariot. There we go. We've connected the dots. We still don't know why why she's here or what she's doing here or any of that, but there we go. Mystery solved. Afterward, the rehearsal ended to thunderous applause. This isn't the intermission, it's only chapter 1. Yeah. 7/19. Following that, the release date and name of the play, Gloria La Revue, were finally revealed to the public in the midst of the excitement. So what? They were just banking on all those people being out there or something? So they can clap? Van, along with Dominique, Rocksmith, and the others, left to have dinner at a certain cozy bistro they were all well acquainted with. Okay. So the first person we saw was the first kid, and now it's that kid. So the new enforcers are watching us for some reason. Expenses is just whatever you spend
Oh, I wish I could have seen Nina play Sheena too.
during the chapter. And with the bike race, if you selected all 4 options, you would have gotten the payout from the random 1 to 3, and the payout for the 3 pick. So then, if I go through a chapter without spending a single Mira, I'm just going to get 70,000 money in the next chapter? Question mark?
I'm really sorry, Yume. That's on me for not triple checking with Judith beforehand.
Not only did you forget the Spriggan crew's invitations, but Victor and his families too? Unbelievable.
Oh, for the 1000th time, I'm sorry, okay? Listen, I'll get everyone VIP seats for the actual performance, I swear it.
Really, it's fine, Judith. We would have been stuck minding the restaurant either way. Maybe Yume can see one of the daytime showings. I have to imagine she'd enjoy seeing the real show much more than the rehearsal.
That's true enough. The costumes and sets will be quite lavish, and they'll be giving out small commemorative gifts for the little ones.
Really? Yay! Now I want to go even more. Van, you better bring on Yes along. Got it? And take Fairy and Katja and Aaron and Rosette and Mr. Bearguard too.
Fine, fine. You win. Long as we don't have work that day.
I'd be happy to come with you, May.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, Yume. Aren't you forgetting someone?
Whoopsie. I guess I did. Fine. I guess you can come along.
Little Squirt's got you by the short hairs.
Judith normally has it pretty well together, but her mind does have a tendency to go wandering into La La Land.
Personally, I find that particular trait to be rather endearing.
Agreed. Having to always be on her case can get tiring, but it's always amusing seeing her oh no face.
All that tells me is that she needs a good dressing down now and again.
I'm rather curious as to the state of the room you're renting. Perhaps I should do a little inspection?
What? No, my clothes are all over the floor!
Back to the matter of the play. I wouldn't feel right going along without Yume's grandfather in tow.
Ah, yes. She needs a chaperone, doesn't she? I'll come talk to you about this later, Van.
Now that's just desperate, old man.
What? You didn't give Paulette voice acting? Since Yume's 7 years old and can do more on her own now, I think he's feeling a little left out is all. Never dreamed of seeing an old stiff like Victor turning into a helicopter grandpa. And say I blame him. If my granddaughter had been this cute, I'd have probably doted on her too. Hey, that's just mean. Don't take mother's quips to heart, dear. You know it's just how she shows her love. Now on a different note. Why are you staring at the maid like that? Oh, it's nothing. The color of your hair just happened to remind me of someone I know. You mentioned you were here on dispatch from Marduk, but where are your parents from, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, I know who you're referring to. Yes, I can see the resemblance. He's a robot. What are they talking about? Fortunately, I have no family which I belong, nor do I have any relatives to speak of. Rosette, my apologies. It was a little too personal a thing to ask. Rosette's never actually told us much about her past or her artificial body. Oh my gosh, that walking animation. I have to point him out every time because...
I see. You met with Roy again this morning, eh?
They are, you know, like, when it's the only thing to actually see on the screen, it's like, it's the only thing I can see. Sucks. Yep, by sheer coincidence. At least I think it was one. No way he would have sat around waiting for us to show, right? I don't think he'd go quite that far, but I can't entirely write off the possibility either. Yeah, we're investigating a series of inexplicable signs with ties to the space program. Why are we talking to these people about that? Gangsta Grandma I can understand, but Rocksmith? He's out of the game, man. As such, I could see why he, as the head of state and the one spearheading the program, would wish to deter us. But we can't let him, not while there are all these matters that need investigating. Like those unexplained disappearances and the urban legends being spread online. There's also the strange monsters you encountered along the highway and in the underground culvert. Even the Guild has put those cases higher up on their priority list. What's got me puzzled is why Heiwei sticking their noses in this. It certainly is curious, especially with Yin and the head of the new family involved. Want to explain how the heck you people know about Heiwei's inner workings? I mean, it's not that surprising the first and second generation would know about the underworld. Oh. No need to fret, I've known about them for a long time now. In fact, Dominique and I made a pact when I was still green behind the ears in the world of politics. You'll have to forgive me for the trouble I caused during my time in the suit. Green behind the ears, he says. No, you were as sly as the devil back then as you are now. Had I not been wise to your Weasley ways, you'd have had us cats on your leash. And had this weasel not been on his toes around you, he'd have suffered much the same fate. Must have been tough for you hearing these kinds of wild stories and not being able to share.
Such is the responsibility of a VIP bodyguard.
This sucker.
Any person tasked with protecting a former president is obligated to uphold confidentiality. From a CID perspective, I know this arrangement is a bit confusing for everyone involved, but it's not my place to lay judgment.
Oh, well, I'm not going to press you for details, but I appreciate your confidentiality. If the CID had a problem with that situation, you would think Mr. Kincaid would have told us about it when he was working with us previously. Right, previously. Man's made himself practically unreachable. I've never encountered this with him before. It's Cloud. I'm sorry, Van. Ah, yes, Rene Kincaid. I've spoken with him on several occasions. He's a sharp lad. He rose from student council president to agent of the CID just after its establishment via the Department of Internal Affairs. I know his father well. From what I understand, it seems like he and Renee don't talk very much these days. Yeah, that's what I hear too. Doesn't seem like it's because of any bad blood between them, though. Hey, Mr. JRPG. Oh yeah, I feel like someone told us a while ago he was the son of a bureaucrat. Does his father have a high standing in the government? He's the current Deputy Secretary of the Department of Justice. In other words, among the top echelon of government officials. He's reportedly a stickler for the rules, and his principles and beliefs have never wavered, even during the current administration. About as dry as the Shirin Desert, but he's also fair and has a hands-off approach to life and politics. Maybe that's why his boy grew up to be a cold, calculating, four-eyed demon. Deputy Secretary Kincaid has been of help to me in the past, but he's a man of ambition with little regard for other people. In that sense, maybe his son takes more after Roy than he does his father. Oh yeah? What do you mean? Perhaps now is a good
opportunity to broach the subject.
Suckers. Hi, it's your first time watching. It's amazing. So you like to play with me in Discord? I'm just gonna remove that comment. But you know, life is hard. Yeah, I recognize that's a bot. I was in Al Bells' stream yesterday morning, and an interesting conversation occurred where they're like, I want to, you know, we should play games together or whatever, add me in Discord. And like, he immediately timed him out. I was just like, but think of all the fun times you could have had with that person.
It's no real secret, but at the same time, it's not the sort of thing I'd normally discuss out in the open. Bearguard and Dominique likely have an idea of what I'm going to say. So, you're aware that before his foray into politics, Roy was once in the military, correct?
Yep, I heard that he showed off some impressive sharpshooting during the coup d'etat. If I remember correctly, used a handgun to shoot a missile being fired directly at him, causing it to explode. The guy is unhinged. He also piloted that assault frame like it was nothing.
That's only natural. Roy wasn't the leader of the Army's elite special ops unit for nothing. What's more, he even lent a hand to Liberal's Royal Army during the 100 Days War.
Wait, seriously? 100 Days War, the conflict wherein the Empire ventured to invade Liberal 17 years ago. From what I read, it was the first time military-grade airships were used in actual combat. On paper, he was little more than a military attaché stationed at the Calvardian embassy in Liberal. Due to the cloak and dagger operations between the warring nations, Calvard could no longer sit in silence, so we sent him as our silent blade. In lieu of participating in battle, Graham Hart put together an instructional unit to support Colonel Bright and his counteroffensive forces. By means of intelligence and strategy, he helped to break up and defeat the Empire's armored divisions that occupied each region. Though it was never made public, I hear Her Majesty reached out in private when he returned home to thank him personally. Roy then submitted a report of his experiences to Brigadier General Haring, his commanding officer, and other elected officials. This led to the formation of the Republic's foremost military pillar, the Armored Aviation Divisions. We can't sit in silence, so we blade in silence? That's an interesting sentence right there. Wow, even I didn't know all this. That's amazing. You have one of the coolest dads ever, Anya's. And one of the wildest. Holy crap. I've heard bits and pieces of this, but I've never realized he played that pivotal role in the war. Listening to the story again, I'm reminded of the depth of character he possessed even at a young age. So, having added that prominent feather to his cap, he retired from the military and entered the political arena. The man wasted no time using his liberal connections to put himself on the map and catch the eye of the former administration. As I recall, he served as the government liaison during the DG Cult Purge operation. Yes, that did take place when the mantle was yours, didn't it? You and Dominique were a great help during that ordeal. With his military background and ties to Liberl, it only made sense for Roy to aid Cassius, who was at the helm of the operation. It was a success, of course, but we lost more lives than any other nation. We had to prevent this horrific incident from ever coming to light. This required political maneuvering and a firm grip on information dissemination to protect the rights and privacy of the victims. In other words, you covered it up. Got mixed feelings about that, but I get it. Probably spared those kids and families a whole lot of grief. Indeed. This is the first I'm hearing of Mom and Grammy being a part of that. You and the rest of the people involved sure are amazing. Wait, hold up. If the war was 17 years ago, and if Anya's 17th birthday is 3 days from now, does that mean your dad was in Liberl when you were born? That's right. Mom told me he wasn't able to be here then because of his military work. Now I know he was in a far-off country fulfilling a greater purpose. I'm still trying to process my feelings on all this, but as strange as it sounds, I'm proud of him, really proud. I don't think it's strange at all. It's totally okay to be proud of your dad. I'm sure he wanted nothing more than to pack his bags and fly back home to see you. Yes, I can easily picture that being the case. He may not always show it, but he cares for you. Just think about how he jumped into action during the Pandemonium crisis and the coup. Behind that cold, unfeeling facade is an overprotective dad who loves his little girl. I feel it every time he glares at me. Even after all this time, I don't think that part of him has changed a single bit. Yes, you're probably right. People may wear one face in public and another only to those close to them, but they both remain a fundamental part of who they are. As for this space program of his, I can say one thing for certain. It would not be where it is now if not for his unwavering conviction. That's the part that makes him a royal pain in the butt to deal with sometimes.
Of course. When you become the head of state, you gain a unique perspective, a lens through which no one else can see. After the cult purge, and after helping me get elected, Roy left the Republican Party. I know little of his life since then, but as someone who's observed him for a long time, there's one thing I can say with absolute confidence. He loves his family more than anything. All that he does for Calvard, or anything else for that matter, is simply an extension of that. How that may look to others holds little weight in his mind. That may be why he always appears so unflappable. There are few men in all the world as strong-willed as Roy Gramhart.
I know. That's why we have to be ready for the road that lies ahead, even if it leads us down a different path. We'll just have to brave it so we can face Dad with the same conviction he has.
As you guys should know, we have our own way we like to tackle things. Though that doesn't mean we won't work with the Guild or whoever else. We'll do whatever it takes to get the job done right. And in style.
Well spoken.
You really are a peculiar bunch, but that is part of your charm, I suppose.
Aren't you supposed to just stand there and not say anything? You know, what happened to all the, I just gotta stand around and be quiet all the time? Like, that's your face, Cody.
You know, you actually had me until the in style bit. Couldn't serve up that line without a side of cringe. Ah, Chief.
Maybe he should have phrased it like, we'll get it done like the hard-boiled fixers we are. That feels a little more Van-like, I think.
Somehow I think that'd make me cringe even more coming from him.
Now, let's not tease him too much for clinging to his cool, detached persona. Chasing unattainable dreams is simply in men's nature.
Amen, girl! That said, I think it's endearing in his case.
Now listen here. I'll have you know I'm the coolest, most hard-boiled spriggin' around.
I don't think you're convincing anyone here. Is being less than persuasive one of the unwritten rules of your company?
Is Nina still here? 'Cause she has said nothing. She winked and she has kept quiet the entire time. Following that, Anya's and Ren decided to leave before the others. The rest of the group saw them off from the entrance. Meanwhile, former President Rocksmith, Dominique, and Chloe stayed behind to chat for a little longer. She left the cutscene. Oh, right. She was, yeah, okay. Thank you for reminding me. I was poking fun at her walking animation, and now I remember. See, my memory just, it's terrible. Hard-boiled eggs are delish. I like, what are those things called? Deviled eggs or something? They have like this paprika seasoning or some sort of seasoning on them. I don't know. I could go for a couple of those. I can mow down a few of those. Starting to think, finding whoever left these bits of requests won't be a walkover. Afraid not. Moreover, there's no discernible link between that and the missing persons case. I just want to say, I really, really despise how much time and I don't want to say effort, but like too much is being put into, oh, there was a scrap of paper on the other side of our notice boards. This has to mean something, of great importance, and we have to investigate this. We have to keep this on our minds. It's like, it's a scrap of paper. You can't glean anything off of this scrap of paper. Stop talking about it. It doesn't mean anything until it means something. Everyone seems to believe those gang and mafia members had their own reasons for disappearing in a puff of smoke. Such as them drowning in debt, for example. To be fair, the same could be said of pretty much anyone in Calvard's underbelly. I get your point, though. I'll see what I can dig up from my end. Give me a call if you work anything out. I will, just be careful, okay? Incidentally, I heard that former President Rocksmith is visiting Edith. You mean visiting Edith? Doesn't he live in Edith? Being from Calvard and all. The guild just got word that he was having dinner over at Montmartre. He was, yeah. Sounds like he got an invite to a celebration for the space program, but the thing is... Also, Ghost VTS had mentioned that he kind of wished that this game was Trails of Daybreak 2. Like, Trails of Daybreak 2 just kind of like moves away and vanishes into smoke, and this game moves into that slot. And just the way that this game is starting off, I can see why he thinks that. We're 20... What does Steam say? Where's my mouse? Steam says I'm 22 hours into this game. And, you know, presumably this is like the final arc of this region, presumably. And, you know, we're getting backstory about Judith's mom and Roy Gramhart and all these other people that are not even coming to mind. And it's like this doesn't feel like it should be in the culmination, the finale of an arc, if that is what this is supposed to be, you know? But whatever. She's already changed back into her work clothes. Guess she's got stuff to take care of. Between her and Renee, it feels like every one of my close friends is a workaholic. Like I'm one to talk, think I'll go follow that scent. It's stronger now than it was earlier today. Doesn't seem like it's bad news or anything, but it can't hurt to be too careful. Calvard is more than just Edith? I recognize that, but like saying he's coming to visit Edith, you know, I don't, if let's say I live in, I don't know, what's one of the cities in Erebonia? If I live in Trista, I'm not going to, like, when I visit Trista, I'm not visiting Trista, you know, like I'm going to where I live. I live in that city. So if he lives in Edith, which I think we can all presume that to be the case because he was a former president, you know, maybe not, but I'm making assumptions here. Saying you know, it doesn't matter. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. I've been around since I did the rounds at night. Well, no time like the present. But before I head out, I'd better say hi to Rocksmith and Judith's mom and grandma. We already did. Twice. Actually, that reminds me. If Anya's 17th birthday is 3 days from now, does that mean your dad was in the borough when you were born? Suppose I can keep an eye out for any presents she might like. I'll hold off on buying anything until I can ask her some questions and feel out what she'd like. Received costumes and lightweight outfits for Van and Company. Any different? There's no difference there. I guess that's just to force his usual look in cutscenes. Wait. That removes part of her skirt? That's weird. Also removes the, like, leather bands from her arm. That's very weird. You know, I actually think I like her new outfit more. It's basically the same, but the new one looks better. I guess we don't have Farida's new outfit, but Farida's looks basically exactly the same. I definitely do not like Catra's coat or jacket or whatever, but Catra doesn't look much better without it, so. Beauregard. Or Bear Guard. I need a saving mark.